everybody. Welcome to another Goggles 56 tutorial. And this one is going to be pretty advanced skinning. And what we're going to do is we're going to learn to do some pretty cool things with paint.net and how to get a good result. So, if you look at trucks like truck and trailer, so this is changeable paint. You can paint it, all these colors are changeable. And this skin, so what you can see here is colors and lines overlapping other lines in strange ways. So how does this all work? How do you do it? It's like, is it a mystery, or how do you do it? Or how do you do things like this where you put something around where the Kenworth thing is? How do you find that Kenworth thing to build your paint job around it? And how do you do that? And how can you make these little lines and, all of this stuff? Well, it's not that you just get in here and you paint this, or you just paint it where you get a brush, or you make stripes or whatever. It's not that at all. It's done with layers. And the whole principle, what we're going to be doing here is layers and how to use them to our advantage. And, how to get precise matching of lines from one panel to another panel, from this one to that one, when they could be even in a different scale. Well, how do we do that? Well, it's things I've learned over time that have come in really handy. Or here's another one. This paint job here, when you do this paint job, this is W900A. When you get to here, all of this is on a template over here, and it's in a different scale. So how do you do these things? And this spoiler is a different scale than the rest of the cab. Well, I'm going to show you. And, this is an actual truck paint job. And I saw this at a truck show on TV, and I thought, God, I got to make that skin. So I just took photos of it on the TV from my TV screen and looked at them on my phone and made the paint job. And there's a ton of different things in here that don't really show up from a distance, but all these different, like they got the light line, got the dark in the middle, we got the yellow, we got a little gap between it, we got a stripe here, a little line through there. These are all different sizes. At the back, it gets all kind of crazy. How do you do all this? Well, it's layers, once again. So we're going to learn about layers and how it works. So let's jump right into it. So I'm going to assume that you guys have paint.net or a photo editing software of some sort. And if you don't, I go through it in my how to skin the Viper tutorial. So what we're going to do in this one, what we want to do is make a new paint job for the Ruda W900 from scratch. And it's going to be a custom paint job. So we're not going to just do something simple and throw some stuff on. We're going to go a little crazy. So we're going to open and go into the W900 folder. I got a paint idea here. So this is a picture from the internet. And I want to do something like this. But I'm going to change it a little bit. I might even add a third because, there's so much room down here. It might be a logical thing to progress and do another third stripe down here and change the colors, and might do some color blending between the top color and these two panels, like this big black. I'm not going to use black. We'll use something else. And the color down here, the green, we're going to blend them so that from behind one of these stripes down, it fades from black into the green. I think we'll try that. Just could be pretty cool. And yeah, so it'll be pretty neat. So by the time this stripe here gets down to the bottom, it'll be blending in and it'll be sharper contrast towards the top. I think would be really cool. So that's what we want to do. So now I work from, when I do skin, I work from left to right. So I work on the driver's side always. And everything I work with starts on the left side and it moves to the right. And then I just think in that direction. So you got to kind of pick something and go with it because it'll be your comfort zone. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this image. We're going to create another layer. Layers, it's all about layers. And if you have any questions after the first episode, ask them if I'm missing stuff. So we're going to cut this out of here. And we're going to X that out of there. And what we'll do, we don't actually want to put it on this layer. So now that we've cut it, if we go File and New, it's going to give us the dimension of what we just cut. right there. So we'll go, okay, new and that, and we paste it. So now we have no more border or anything. We can just take that other one, delete it, don't save it. Now this one here, we'll take this layer. Now layers, anytime you got a layer, even if it's a layer within a whole bunch of layers, you can flip it. So we're going to flip this one. And now it's in the direction that I work from left to right. Now what I'm going to do with this thing, so we don't need this whole deal, but we're going to take a chunk of it here. And we're going to cut this out, and we'll move it up one here. Put on a layer here, paste it, get rid of the background. We're going to grab the corner, we're going to turn it so it's straight a bit. And that looks a little bit, we can get our head around that a bit better. So now what I'm going to do is take that, and I'm going to cut this out of here. So we got the truck. That's what we need right there. Cut that. Go File, New. Now it's going to be right there. So this is something we can work with. I can refer to this and get my ideas going with it. So let's go File. We'll save it as. And we're going to make it a JPEG. And we'll just call it idea. Say OK. And there's our thing. So there's our idea. So anytime we need to refer to it, we'll just click on that. And we go back over here, delete this. And don't save it. So here we go. We've got our idea. So now we've done a little bit of fooling around, and we've got something to start working with. Oops, I didn't want to do that. So Control Z is undo. Remember, Control Z, it's your pal. You're going to be doing it all the time. Control Z, Control C, Control V. So copy and paste, and Control X to delete it. Control Z to undo. And those control and those 4 keys in the bottom left of your keyboard, get used to them, and you're going to be using them a lot. So let's open up the template. And we'll start with 72-inch flat top. Oh, what is the truck in the photo anyway? Oh, it's a 60 something. That would be a 62. Well, we'll go 62, and we can extend it if we want it later. So first thing I do with my templates when I get new template is I paint the background, because the default template looks terrible. I wonder if I have a default one unpainted here. Let's have a look. No, not there. How about anywhere? Let's see, Peterborough 579. That's probably, that's no SES one. What would I have that wouldn't be painted? Max Superliner? No, don't even have paint job in there. Freightliner Classic XL templates. Oh, here we go. So these are the new templates here. So this to me is a little more jarring. It's just so much of one color. And by going with this scenario here, what I'm painting on is definitely delineated from everything else, and I concentrate better on what we're doing. So anyway, this is what we got to do. We've got to build this cool paint job. So it's all about stripes and layering, as I say. So let's have a look at what we're doing here. So there's a couple ways you can do this. If you want to, you can take this image and bring it into your drawing and draw over it. But I don't really like doing that. I don't mind doing that to locate things. So what we can do to find out where things are going to go on the truck and what the truck actually looks like, we can take this template and we can, it's a PDN file. You'll see it, or well, it's a PNG at this point. It's going to be a PDN that we're drawing on when we save it the first time automatically in paint.net. And then we're going to be making it into a DDS file and put it into Mod Studio 2 and put it on the truck. So what I like to do, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put it on the truck. So if we take this and go File and go Save As, and we change it to a DDS, and we're going to put it in, not in with the templates, we're going to put it in with the DDSs, and we're going to call it test. Whoops. Just call it test. That's easy. Save. Say OK. And so now we have a test ETS. So we're going to open up Mod Studio 2. And we're going to go start a new project. We're going to go manifest Ruda W900 test. And we're going to just call it a paint job. Icon's going to be default. Don't have to worry about any of that other stuff there. It's all for if you're publishing it, you might want to put some text in there. Although you have another chance to put text in it when you put it up on Steam. Now we go to home. We're going to go add template. We're going to go simple truck skin for a Ruda truck. And we're going to go click on truck skin. And over here, we're going to look for the highway killer. There it is right there. John Ruda. And we've got the 62-inch. And we're going to do the, well, we'll put it on both. Actually, we should just put it on all the 72s as well, because we may want to fit it on there later. That's what we'll put it on for now. We're going to go basic. The internal name has to be the name of the file we just created. Test. Skin name. Ruda W900 test. Skin price is going to be $1. Alt UV for Ruda, always. Base color is not locked. I believe this is an Alt UV truck. Oh, I should look at my notes real quick. I keep all that in a little, because I think one of Ruda's trucks isn't, but I think, no, we should be good. Okay, what else? Base color is not locked. Image, we're going to browse to that folder. So it's on my F drive, mod trucks, Ruda W900, DDS, and test. And we'll see it pop up here. Eventually, there it goes. Icon, you have to put something. So until we have a photo, we're going to just use default. We want to enable metallic colors. We won't need it this time out, but we will down the road. We're going to export it. Export the mod. Export to. Now I'm on. Usually I'm sending this stuff to my gaming PC. I got to figure out how to do it here. Documents, American Truck, mod. There we go. Ruda W900 test. Save. Okay. Now get the game going here. Okay, so now that we're here, we're continue game. We've got to go to the mod manager and put the paint job in the game. So there it is. Double click it, and it's right at the top. It'll be fine there. Go save changes. Continue the game. Okay. Keyboard. It's looking for all my controllers. It used to be my gaming PC before it became this one. Okay. Upgrade. And we want paint job. Test. There we go. So it painted all of the areas that aren't covered in blue that the template doesn't cover. So what that means is there's items that we're missing here. So we were using the template for, let's change to the cab we were using. We were using the 62-inch with a door. So now we don't see any blue. Just so you know what that was. Okay, so here we want to put a skin on here. And if we remember, we're going to start up around the front here somewhere so we can see, if I pick a spot here, you see this? Let me zoom in. Oh, that's zoomed in as I'm going to get. So these squares in the grid pattern here are pretty big. And when we look at where they get smaller, right at the point of the finger, I think that's a good place to start our stripe. That would be, comes below this window. So if you look at that and come right across, that's where that thing's going to start. Now when we look at the curve in the body here, so this is probably where the template fender starts and the body ends. I'm thinking it's right there. So we're going to have to remember we want to put that faint stripe around just off of the fender later. So we don't want to come down into that area anywhere. So we're looking at that. I would say we got the one sort of big curve start, the bumpy one here. We're going to ignore that. I think it's safe to go inside that curve right there, that gap, so we can bring our stripes down into there. We don't want to come any closer to the fender. And I think that's going to work. So that gives us a good indication of what we want to do. All right. Looks good. And one thing here you see on his truck says right side, says front, stairs, all that sort of stuff. Just remember that. And we're going to come back to that right away. Okay. So let's turn this into something. We're going to, we'll save it because we want to, we're going to use that same paint job when we come back in. It's just going to have the background gone. So we're going to, oh, you know what? Yeah, we have to exit. Okay. Now we should be able to get out of here, get paint.net back. See how if we turn this thing around, let's rotate the thing momentarily. Image rotate 180. So now this is the passenger side. See, it's backwards. And this is where a lot of people get in trouble. Well, how can I put script on that when it's backwards? If I copy the script from this side to this side, well, we'll get to that. So just so you know, it's kind of goofy. This truck in particular, and that's one of the things that people don't like about doing this truck. Anyway, so when we looked at that, we saw this point right here. I'm going to just use the black. I will use a tool. Let's just make that, I don't know, 5, and make it a circle, and draw an outline. So, oops, I'll stop that. Undo. Control Z. Right there is where our thing is going to start. So get rid of that. And down here, this area right here, we're not going to go into. So this big one I said is all bumpy, kind of whatever, that's still flat on the side of the truck. This is flat here too. And we want to leave room below this line that we could see when we're looking at the truck for that faint stripe. So we don't want to intrude into this space below there with our line. Okay. So let's get at it. So what do those stripes look like again? What are they? Okay, so they got this sort of shape like that. So what we got to do is we got to start drawing these. And I think we'll go with a light silvery sort of color for the stripe. And let's get on with it. So what we're going to do first off, we're going to go over here. We're going to create some layers above the background. And we just start at the bottom here. We're going to just start working our way up. And what happens is when you're doing a paint job like this, you're going to end up with a whole pile of layers. And it'll look like a mess at first because everything's over top of each other and you don't know which way, what's going where. But you'll eventually trim and cut and then compress everything back together into very few layers. So I'll show you how that's going to work. Let's pick our color. So we want to go, I want it to go, let's go more. I want to get sort of a silvery look. There's a goldy look. Let's see. Let's take this, slide that down a bit. That's sort of a goldy look. It's not bad right there. Silvery gold. Let's try it. So we're going to, and you'll see I've made my drawing 8192 by 8192. And this is going to let us see the detail and get a fine degree of on the drawing. And you can also see that I have the pixels visible in the background. I covered all of this in my first tutorial on doing the whatchamacallem, Viper. But you want to enable that. You want to be able to see the grid. And where's that over here someplace? There's, oh, where is it? Phil did it. Where is it? I just leave it on all the time, so you don't even know where to go and turn it on. View? Pixel grid right there. Yeah, it pixels. So you want to leave it on? You want the rulers on. So that's these things on the side, the rulers. So you want those on. So that's under view, pixel grid, pixels, and rulers. Turn them on. Okay, so let's try our color out. So let's try, just going to put a, so that stripe is too small. That's not going to work. This is just a test stripe. It's not going to be anything. So let's, I see, we don't want a huge. Let's go 7 pixels. 7 looks all right. Try 9. I'm going uneven numbers because an uneven number line is always sharp on both edges of the line. If you go with an even number, it's going to be fuzzy. I'll show you that effect. Let's just try 11 to see if that's too big. So if I want 3 stripes, I got that one thing. I want to put another one inside it. I want another one down here. Let's look at this. Yeah, I think it's getting big at 11. I think we're going to go 9. So let's do this 9. And I'm going to show you this stripe. We're going to zoom in on it. And you see how it's clear right here and sharp right there. I'll do a 10 pixel one beside it. And we look down to the bottom left and you can see a little number moving below the color chart. We get it till it says 000. It's straight. So let's look at this. Oh, it's all fuzzy. Looks like garbage. So never draw a stripe in an even number. Always draw your stripes in uneven. Control X to get rid of that. And there we go. So that's what we're going to use. So let's we'll just get rid of this stripe and Control X, get rid of it. And we're going to start. This is the point we chose. We're going to start there. So it's going to be pretty simple right off the bat. We're going to just, oops, I got to change the stripe lines. Here we go, the line icon tool. And we want right, I think we're going to, let's just run one from here and see where it goes in relation to the window. Not bad. So let's undo that and then go look at the photo and see, is this lower than that? Yeah, I think we'll go with the original call. That was going to be right here. Yeah, that's more like his. So, okay, so let's run this off the back of the truck here. We're going to look in the bottom left and see when we get that to 0. There. That's zeroed straight. Let go of the mouse button. Now, if you're going from the right to the left, it's going to read 180. So when we get it to be 180, it's flat level. Go on each side of it. You can't hit it. There. So that's level stripe right there. You got to use that all the time. Make sure things are going to be parallel and straight. So now this stripe is going to look like what we want to do now is we're going to figure out the width of these stripes, how big it's going to be from here to here, and the space, what that's going to be, what that's going to be. So what they're doing here is they're taking the black and then the green. So our black is the one color above this stripe. Below it, we've got a body color from down here. Then we've got black, which is emulating this black, and another green stripe. So these are the same width. I think these should be the same width. They kind of, the picture may be distorting it. And they look together slightly wider than that one. So we're going to just start putting some ideas on the paper here. So what we need is a big space like so. We need half that space, half, and then the big space again to get that. So we're going to work now on just all of these parallel stripes back and forth across the screen. And we're not going to worry about the stuff going in this direction. That's going to be on another layer. And I'll show you why when it comes to, we're going to have stripes going all over, overlapping and looking like a mess. And then we're going to get in there and snip, snip, trim them away. And we're going to have really nice, crisp lines. It's going to be awesome. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to change the color on the till I'll just go black. I'm going to go probably 35. We're going to put the top layer up here and call it test. And we're going to go here and we're going to test some stuff. So if we think of that total distance, it's well into the door handle. Okay, so go back here, find the door handle, and we're going from this edge, we're going down to the door handle. We got to look over to the left and see when that says 90 and it's vertical. There it is. And about that far, that's 243 pixels. Okay, so 243, let's see. That would be, I gotta do the math on that. We gotta divide it by 3. So we should be able to do that in our head, but I'm not gonna bother trying to get out the calculator. 243 divided by 3 equal 81. So it would be 81 pixels each, which is nice. And one of those has to be divided in half, which isn't any good. So that's no good. So let's, because we have to make that, let's have a quick look here. We got to make these, and they're separated by our accent stripe as well. So that's no good. Or sorry, that's right here. It's separated. So that can't be 81 divided in half because we got half a pixel left. And we could make it an even pixel, but let's just mess with the numbers a little bit. I'm going to go 255 divided by 3, 85. Yeah, I still can't divide that by 2, so I got to go with I got to go 244. Let's go back and try that. 244 divided by 3. Nope, that's an uneven number. That leaves a third of a pixel. I think we're going to end up going something like, let's try this, 248 divided by 3. No, that's no good. It's too close. It comes out to 83, which is no good. So if we did 82 times 3, that's 248. Yeah, we're going to go 248. Okay. So let's go over here. And this line was 243. So what we got to do is just going to drag it down 5 more. Right around there. And then what we got to do now is we're going to put our bottom stripe down there. So we go back down to our stripe layer here. And we're going to grab our goldish color. And we're going to, here we can just draw a line from anywhere to anywhere. This is the bottom stripe. It's actually going to be way over here somewhere, but it doesn't matter. It's all going to get, oops, got to change that, sorry. Let's make it level first anyway. We'll put it at angle 0 there, and we'll change this to 9 there. And then we'll just move it up till it hits the bottom of that line there. Zoom in, see how we did? Got 2 pixels to go. Okay. Go over here. 1, 2. There we go. So there's the start. We got a start. So now, and we were looking at 82 pixels. So if I go to my test layer again, I'll go with the black. I'm just going to leave the stripe where it is. And now we've got to take, so we're looking at 82, and we've got a 9 wide. So that's 73. So let's make our line here 73. Hey, what's going on? That line doesn't look right. It's fuzzy. Should be sharp like that one. There's something off with that line. Let's delete it. Back to the line. Can't have that. Getting off to a bad start. Back to the line. Change it to the gold. Got 9. Start it right here. it over there, put it at 0. Let's look at that. Now that's better. Yeah, there's something wrong with it before. It's got to come down 5 pixels. So this sounds all really tedious. I imagine you guys are bored out of your skulls right now, wondering when something's going to happen. But trust me, this is going to get going in a sec here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see it snaps to the grid when you do that to the pixel. So there, that's nice, it's crisp. So now we said we wanted to go 70, dang, what did I say? 73. We're 9, we'll just change to black. Go to the test layer. Oh, shoot, undo. Got to hit enter on that before I change the color. Change the color of my actual stripe. Back to the test layer. Now we're in black, now we're 9. Let's try 9. 73 pixels. And we got to be at 90 for vertical. There we go. And then we're going to start down here. We're going to go 73 up. Get that straight. 73 is right. Oh, gotta get it. Down 1. Over 1. There. Now we're going to take our change to gold, go back to our stripe layer. We're going to put a stripe in here. We're going to get it to 0 and go back and look and see where it is. Got to come down quite a bit. We'll do it from out here first and then look for detail. Grab by the little badoinker thing there. How we do? 3 more down. Okay. I'll zoom in a little more. 1, 2, 3. Should be right on. There we go. Let's draw this other line. And if these lines aren't in the right place, we can always extend them. I'll show you that in a sec here. Get that to 0. There. We're way too high. Now we gotta come down a lot. So let's get it closer before we look at the detail. Oh, missed it by 1. 1 down. Okay, that should be good. Now, one of these, this space here is going to get divided. So this got to have an extra line in there. I believe that's where that's going to happen. Yeah, it's going to have an extra line right there. Because we've got this line, and that line. Now we need an extra one in the middle. And this does look like he's going to have the same problem we've got, which is it's slightly, I think it's slightly bigger, but I think it's going to work just fine. So what we need to do now is we're going to find the width of that and stick one in the middle of it. So go back to our test layer, back to line, change it to black, go to test, go here. We're just going to draw between these and count the pixels. On the indicator says 84 pixels. Perfect. So at 42 pixels, we got the middle of our other line. It's ideal. So we're looking for 42. There we go. Now we're going to take our gold line, change to gold, go back to our horizontal stripe layer, and we're going to put our gold line here. It's going to be 1 pixel. We're 1 pixel off. I don't see how we're going to get around that because we're dividing by 3. If we're going by 4, it would have been okay. So we're going to look and see which color gets the 1 more pixel. I think it's the black, so it should be 1 pixel high. I think will look better. So we got to move this up 1 pixel. Okay, so now we're going to start ripping and tearing because we've got a baseline for what we're doing now. So it's going to go quickly now. So quicker. Let's get rid of the test layer, or thing. Now what we see here is we've got all different lengths here. So we're just going to grab them all. Go Control C, Control V, Now we're just going to grab the left side of that thing and we're going to drag all the lines over to that end of the truck. The other end we don't have to worry about. They're lots long enough. You know, we could just trim them off and make them look straight with a delete right there. Now, we missed our little stripe in the middle though. So we're going to grab that. We can just go, make sure you don't go off the end of it, because if you go off the end of it, then you go to drag it, it'll start to fade. I'll show you this. This is important to see. If we wanted to extend this line, and we went like this, so we didn't grab all of it. We went Control C, Control V, and see what happens. So if you want to drag it in two directions, just get in the middle of it, leave some out each end. Control C, Control V. Now grab that side. I'll drag it over here. Throw it in there with the other ones. Go to the other side of that. And as further you're zoomed out, the faster you can move across the screen. So there we go. That's our divided color. And then what we'll do, we're going to see how this looks. And what we could do now that we have all this, if we want to put the third stripe, it's real easy to just take this and copy it down to here and try it. See, but I think this is looking pretty good where it goes across here. It's ideal, actually. It's looking real good. The only thing I'm worried about is his... Oh, yeah, he's coming down into that quite a ways, isn't he? Let's have a look at our thing. So we're going to come down into about here. I think we're going to make a real radical line across here for that slope. What's his like? Oh, yeah, it's quite radical. Yep. Might be good to bring that front one down a little more. We'll see. We'll can do anything we want. It's our skin. So there we go. We've got those. Now what we want to do is put some colors behind them. So what we're going to do there is we're going to go this layer here that we just got our stripes on. Let's call that, just call it HORIZ stripe. And we're going to take it, and we're going to drag it up one, because we're going to put something underneath it. So I wonder if we should do all of, maybe what we should do is the, now let's do the slopey stripes first. What do we call it? Angle stripe? Let's call that angle stripe. And what we're going to do for the angle stripe, we're going to look at our image here, see what's going on. So this is wider, this is wider than that. So I guess it doesn't matter. And this is, okay, so this is uniform here. So that's a good place to start. Get this width here. Okay, so let's create that. So that is going to be, go to our horizontal stripe. What we're going to do is, this is that section we're just looking at. We're going to grab a chunk of that, we're going to copy it, and we're going to paste it into our angle stripe. And we're going to turn it. And now what we're going to do is work on an angle down here where we can see this angle. We're going to try and keep hitting that. And so that angle is going to come back somewhere around here. Let's see, we want to leave a fair bit of room for that front one to come down. Let's go back here and look at this. So that distance to there, he's got it rounded at the top, okay? Right up to the grill. And that's going to hit right up the top of the rad shell there. So where we've got it pointed right at the top of the rad shell. So I guess we're good. And we've made sure that this corner of the line is going to be this. It's going to go like this. And then this one is going to go like that. So we're going to trim that other stuff away. So I think we're good to trim that a little bit. So for our angle stripe, we want to trim it. So we're going to grab our, this is that select tool, this thingy, and we're going to trim with this line here. This one. So we're just hit the middle of the line, bang, it's gone because that's behind there. So no piece of cake. This one here, we got to be a little more careful because we got to If we went right across, we would take this one. We want to leave that one there. So we're just going to work our way down like this. Get down into here. There. So that's done there. Now we want to trim this stripe from here. So we're going to go to the horizontal stripe. This is what we want to trim. We're going to get this lasso select. And we're going to grab the lasso select. And we're going to go like this. We're going to go here. I'm going to go like that. Oh, wait a minute. That's not going to work, is it? I'm going to make a mess. Let's just prove that it's not good. Yeah. Let's do an undo here. Get this other one in place. We need this one back here, and we need that one back, actually. Or did I do that one right? Yeah, it's okay. This one we have to remove right at the top there, so we have a sharp point left. My bad. Let's grab this here and go like that. Delete that. And that one's good. So now we go to the horizontal stripe. We get the lasso tool. And what we're going to do is we're going to put it down here somewhere, pretty far down, and go like this and then run it in parallel to that line there. About there. Delete that. Then we can just go and grab the rest of that. Take more out. See how that's going to look? It's going to be good. Now we want it. This here doesn't matter, I don't believe. We could just grab it in the middle. Whoops, I missed. Go right around like that. We should be able to take that out. No problem there. So that's all nice and clean. And we need this gone here. So it's going to be the same scenario here where we can take this whole thing out. Down here, it's going to be a little different, I think. We just want to go. Oh no, this doesn't have a point, so it doesn't matter. This we can start in the middle of the line and go to here. Delete it. And how far down are we going with that? That's going to go clear all the way down. Okay. So let's just keep doing that. If you're feeling energetic, you could go between both lines, like instead of doing two operations there, but yeah, it's fine. So we know that this isn't going ahead of that line. We know that, right? Yep. The middle one is the only one going, the lower of that center section. That's the one that's going straight through. So that would be, this one goes straight through. So we got to leave this line. This one can go. So take this out. There we go. And we don't want all this stuff hanging out the bottom, but this has to be trimmed off nicely now. So we're going to get our rectangle select tool. And what we can do is, you can do it either way. You can start right at the line if you can pick it off like that, and we managed to do. Or, oops, horizontal angled stripe. Or you have to do it from the bottom and come up until you just hit that line, either or. Okay, so there, that's good. Now that line, does that go all the way to the bottom? No, it stops up there. So this one has to be, well, we'll do it like this. We'll do it like we did there. We managed to pick that right there. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. Delete that. There we go. Now this is going to be the angle here. Oh, I forgot to measure that other angle, so we're going to do a little cheat in there. We're going to go here. We're going to go angle stripe, and we're going to copy this angle stripe right here. Copy, paste. We can take that thing and can put it up here somewhere. So what we're going to do at this point, we've copied it here, and we're going to Control X and remove it. And we're going to put it on a new layer right above the angle stripe. We just move those layers around, paste it in there. And now when we move it over, it's, oh, wait a minute. I got to put it in here. There we go. On that new layer. Now when we move it around, we're not making everything else disappear. So we can see how wide we want this thing here. This, we wanted this pointed up at the, if you look here, This one's pointed well south of the, about even with, I'd say it's just above this second line down. So just above that second line down is there. So we want that in there somewhere. It has to go all the way to the top. So I think because we want to put the curve in it too, I think we're going to put it about here. So we can just leave it behind here anywhere. Like we don't want to leave it hanging down, so we got to trim it. So we're going to put it up here. And now what we can do is go in here with our lasso select, get rid of this extra chaff we got hanging around. Now you can see we're starting to get some definition here. And that had the stripe still in it. Okay, yeah, and we still have this bar in here, which is good, because that's going to be colored. And up here, we're not going to have anything ahead of this bit. So the horizontal stripes, get the lasso select, grab this line in the middle, go around here like, because we're on the horizontal, or the angled line. Oh, we didn't get the bottom. Shoot, I forgot about that. Undo. What we'll do with the bottom, we'll get a little more surgical here. We'll do that thing where we get in close and bring it around. Cut that off of there. Now we can go and get a little rammier. We'll just get in the middle of that line. Go to the middle of this line. And now they're gone. So now it's starting to take shape. And what you can do, what I do quite often is I'll put an extra layer right here. And I can change to black. And I can just paint black behind it, and I can see the colors, see how we're doing. And you can see also we got a little letter right there. So if we took our eraser, and we don't know what, it's not on the angle, it's not on that one, it's on the horizontal stripe, so we can just go boop, erase that. So this is starting to happen. So now I think, what is it? That's right. Let's go look at our picture and see if we got our head right. So he matched this curve with that. So that's this straight bit. Where did my picture go? Did I close it? Oh, here we go. It's black. I couldn't see it. Okay, so this has the curve in it. The same curve we're going to put here. So let's do that next. If we look again. All right, it's this here curves and this curves. Let me just look one more time, make sure I'm doing it right. Yeah, so that line curves. That goes down to there. That's interesting, and so does it here. Okay, so this line disappears. Okay, let's get that out of there right now. Let's do our lasso select. Go to the horizontal stripe. And, oops, not that one, this one. And we need a sharp corner again. Sorry, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Bring this down here. Get rid of that. And then over here, it doesn't matter, so we can go to the lasso. Take that out of there. And then here, this line's going to go down the same curve as that. So let's put the curve in here. We'll take the black out, and we're going to put the background in. Oh, we don't have to. Okay, line. Flip the color to the gold, 9. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut this back a little bit here. So horizontal, take it back a little bit. And the angle, back just a little bit. Oops, angle, why didn't that cut? Oh, that's because it's, hang on, it's this layer here. We got to, now that we have it, let's move it down So we'll merge it. So this is the merge red arrow here. We're going to push it down. And this is why I put it above the angle stripe, is that we just push it down into it, and it's still called angle stripe. If we merged this into that one from above, now it would be called layer 4. So we would have to rename it. So there it's angle stripe still. So a little trick working with layers. So now we can do with our line tool. And on a short line like this, I'm going to join it. Actually, you know what? Let's just put a new layer. This one we're going to call curve. And you see these layers come and go. They're going to come and they're going to disappear. And what we're going to do is just draw right to there. Put the little dot kind of in the middle. Just get yourself close and then just work this around. I usually like to do this with, I draw a circle and cut it, but this is so small, it's not really going to matter. And so it's a little funky how it's coming off of there. Oh, undo, undo. Brings the dots back if you lose them. We need a bit more sharpness there. I think it's going to be fine. Oh, we're doing it again. Undo, undo. Sometimes it gets a little, okay. I think we're going to be good here. Then we just got to fill this little thing here. We'll just go that way. Okay, now that's a curve. So we can take that curve. It's on its own layer, so we can just grab it, copy it, paste it. I'll take it down here to, we've got to put it in here, right there. So we're going to take that curve, put it here, get that in there. Yeah, something like that. So now what we can do here is we want to take out the horizontal line to start. Horizontal stripe. We're going to get our lasso select here. We're going to go through about here. Just try that to start. Oh, need a little more. Yeah, we're probably going to doctor that up. And then the rest of it we can just go and take out. There, now we've got, he's got the curve here, and this stays sharp, I believe. Yep. So put the black behind it. And now, that's the way he's got it all right. I think it needs, I think the colors going into it are going to make it pop. That's what we need. Let's look at that. Yeah, the colors are going to make it better. So, what else do we do here? Well, not much right now. What we could do, what we're going to do is we're going to put some color in it just for fun, just to see it. And then we're going to make this part one. So what we'll have done is, done a bunch of stuff, imported some things. We've got some lines sort of striped out here. But let's see what it looks like when we put the color we want in here. So I'll put a couple new layers underneath, because you got to remember what's on top is over top of everything else. So as we go down, or the higher up we are, we can hide things that are underneath it. So we're going to put the color underneath so that we can color around the edges. So I'm not crazy about the greens here. I don't know. What do you guys think? I know Stefan will complain about that, but the black we could go with. Let's see, black. Black. Maybe we'll go green. We'll try it. We can always change it later. We'll pick a color of green here. Let's go with, darken it up here. That's too dark. Flip that so we can see it. A little more green. Oh boy. That's a darker green, isn't it? Let's just try it. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the rectangle select, and we're going to go back in our drawing. And oh, wait a minute, what do we want? Green. We want this stripe and that stripe. We want those green right through. Okay. So let's do it. So this whole thing is green, except for that bottom bit is going to be black, right? Yep. So what we're going to do is this is going to be our green. It's under the angle stripe. It's under the curve. It's under the horizontal stripe. So it's under everything. So what we can do with that is select a big area here like that. And we could just fill it with green. Oh, that's terrible. Yuck. Look at that color. God, what am I thinking? Oh, that's brutal. What do we have to do to make that greener? Oh, I gotta flip this. Hang on. That's a little better. Not dark enough. Not dark enough. Wow. Oh, I'm still on the. It keeps flipping layers on me. Oh, it's because I'm moving the layer. Let's do that. Oh, I'm hating it. I'm really not liking it. Oh, God. Undo. Flip that. Too light. Man, I'm struggling with this green. What about if we do orange? Oh, no good. Try this. With black fading to that color fading to light. Not necessarily good. Anyway, we got to move on here. We can change this layer. This is more or less test. So anyway, this is what you can do. You can just get nuts here, throw that in there, and then you get your trim tool. This is how you paint stuff real fast. We're going to just go along. We're going to go halfway along that line, delete it. We're going to go along this line, delete that. We're going to get our lasso thingy. We're going to go down here, up to here, delete that. And then we'll finish it off with the eraser, and we'll give it a bigger diameter, and we'll just come in here and go. Oh, we got to make the edge harder. Hang on, let's do that so we don't get the fuzzies in there. There, we just filled that with paint, just like that. So we got this little area to get out of here. So we'll use the lasso for this. So I'll start here. Or actually, it's a good idea to start in up there, come down here. All we have to do is go up to here, delete, that's gone. Now what we can do with that color to finish it all the way along our stripe is we just grab it here with our rectangle select, copy, paste. I'll drag it to the end. There's our color behind our stripe. So I don't think we're going to stay with this color, but I'm just trying to get to the end of the video so to show you. So now this one here has to be the same, or is it this one? Let's have a look. It's the upper one. Okay, so this one has to have the same treatment. So what we're going to do, grab the lasso guy, and we're going to go, let's see, the best way to do this would be work our way down here. I find pulling the mouse in a certain direction is easier than going in other directions. So go up around here. Then we just have to connect to there. Get the paint bucket, paint, it's in. Grab the rectangle select thingy. Grab our paint, copy, paste. I will zoom out a bit so we can go faster. And we'll change these. I'll find a better color before the next video. But there's our stripes, and then the oh, that was supposed to be black. We're keeping black up there. What am I doing? The top one was, that one was supposed to be black. Okay, so let's do this. I'll go back in here. We'll do the magic select. Do that. Oops. Paint. There. That's black. And I'll find a better color for this. This looks ridiculous, but and then the lower color is going to be the light green. So whatever I can come up with for a color before the next video, I'll change this color and this color. And then we're going to put something behind here. We're going to blend it. So anyway, I'm going to call it there. But you know what we're really learning here is layers and how quickly you can do things and build them in layers. And the other thing too, if we want to see, that one's a little high. I kind of wonder if that should come down till it meets this. Use a pointer tool or whatever. So if this black came down to that point right there, I think that would make a statement. I think it would look way better. So if we want to do that on our drawing real quickly, if we want to bring this down here, it's time. I think we've got our stripes established. So look how many layers we've got. We've got horizontal, curve, and angle. So we're going to take the horizontal curve. We're going to select it. We're going to hit the down arrow, down, down, angle stripe. We're just going to change it to stripe. Delete that. Say OK. Now it's a stripe. Now it's all of them. So we don't have any more, messing around. We use the layers so we could trim quickly. And so now we've got our stripe. So let's select it and go in here. And we're going to, let's do our lasso select guy. I'm going to go in here. We're going to go across here, down to there, copy, paste, and bring it down. Start to show. So see if you do a copy paste, it doesn't take what's behind there away, so you can just extend to it. You don't want to do cut paste. That wouldn't be very good. And we want to come down just a little more, but now that it's longer, it's a little easier to do. We could probably get away with just a rectangle select this time. So let's try that. We only want to come down a little bit more. We had to do the other select last time because we had to grab more of it. This would have come up into there. So now we only have to go a little bit, copy, paste. Oops. Grab the angle, not the thingy. So we want to bring it down. We want the black to line up. We want this black to line up with this black. So I think we're a little low. I think that would look pretty good. How are we here? We're good. Okay, so we've extended that down. Now we're going to be styling because this will look more of a piece than that other dude's paint job. So we're getting there. We're making progress. So it's going to go pretty quick in the next one because a lot of it was sort of, calculating out the distances between lines and whatever else. And without the pressure of having to have you guys look at me fumble with colors, because I'm not so good at that. I spend more time messing around trying to figure out a color than it's worth mentioning, but unfortunately I just mentioned it. But anyway, I'll sort out some colors that are going to work for this, and then we'll work on that in the next video. So appreciate you following along. And yeah, the other thing we'll do some kind of cool script or whatever, a name or some kind of tagline or something that we can put on both sides of the truck. And you'll see how we reverse that and whatever else. So it'll be, it's going to start going quickly. But thanks for following along, and I hope you're getting something out of this little, in a hurry tutorial. And catch you on the next one. Take care, and bye for now.